If you are someone who's looking to break into investment banking or are someone who gets interview call but not able to crack it, then this video is going to be for you. In this video, we are going to understand how to get investment banking interviews without going through the tier 1 MBA route. And also once you get these interviews, we are going to understand how to crack the 2-round process that these investment banks have. So hello there, my name is Karan Damania. I'm an ex-investment banker turned founder, and through Encoding Careers, we help you break into investment banking the right way. So without wasting a time, let's get onto the screen and understand how to get investment banking interviews and how to crack the 2-step process. Alright, so as mentioned in the introduction that we are going to cover this entire video into 2 parts. First, we are going to understand how to get investment banking interviews, and these initial slides will be based upon that, and then we are going to understand how to crack the interview process, which is divided into 2 rounds. So the first slide talks about the non-traditional routes. As earlier mentioned, that we are going to understand how to get into investment banking without the tier 1 MBA, because most people have a thought in mind that if I want to get into investment banking, I must have a MBA from IIM, ISB, because that is the way that I can get into investment banking. But here we are going to discuss how to get into investment banking without the traditional route of getting an MBA. So here, not everyone comes through IIMs or ISB. That investment bankers also know. But knowing that the investment banking companies that hire from non-MBA schools want a credibility, want some proof of work that you must do so that you have higher chances of getting into it. A lot of students after graduation take up CFA, CA, and that helps them build a base around finance knowledge, financial concepts, which is very, very important for investment banking. But here, one thing that we need to keep in mind that the placements that this IM people, ISB people get is into bulge bracket investment banks. But here, the investment banks that we are talking about are smaller investment banks which do not deal into very big ticket size deals but cater to investment banking industry only. So the core services will be very, very related to investment bank, but the deal size is the only thing that will differ. So way that you can enter into investment banking industry is by starting at a smaller boutique investment bank where you are going to learn the craft. So over here, you should first understand what is the process of doing deals into investment banking, and then later you can scale up to bigger investment bank. So most of the people, when they hear about investment banking, they have a thought in mind that I will directly land up into Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan or Morgan Stanley, and when they apply to these companies, they are not going to hear back from them because the profile that they want is very, very restrictive to having lot of pedigree on your resume, and if you don't have those, then you are not going to get shortlisted for the interviews. So most people, when they face this failure, they think that investment banking is not something that I can enter into, and that is where they stop the further process. But here you should understand that now in India, investment banking industry is opening up a lot, and there are a lot of small investment banks that are setting up who are in need of a very good talent, who are right fit for the investment banking industry, who understand how the process works and have done some proof of work around that. So this industry is open for you. If you want to scale up to bigger investment bank, then you first need to start small, then you can ladder up to middle market where you are doing big ticket size deals, and then you can go to a bulge bracket where you have 3 to 4 years of deal experience with you, and then they will be open to give you a chance for an interview. And following this non-traditional route will be very, very beneficial for you, because at the end of 4th or 5th years, you can easily be earning whatever a fresher after a tier 1 MBA will be earning, but you will have a lot of experience, exposure around you, which will help you scale up faster in your career ahead. And other than going for an MBA route where you are taking education loan and having a burden upon you, you will be free from all of those things. Here we are not against going for an MBA, but this route also works if you plan it correctly. So that is the third point. And finally, here you will have to leverage upon your skills, the network, and the persistence. And trust me, cracking into these roles will also not be easier. So you will have to own upon your skill set. So whenever you are preparing up for a CFA or doing your CA, you will have to level up upon the skills needed for investment banking. You will have to build a very good network, and you will have to be disciplined in doing the first and the second point, and that is how you will have higher chances of getting into this investment bank. So that is about first point, where we got to understand what is the non-traditional route to get into investment banking. So here we got to know MBA is something that we are not looking into, and we want to target small investment bank after our CFA, CA, or post graduation. Hey there, since you are there into this video up till here, just wanted to let you know that if you're serious about building a career into investment banking, then you can check out our 2-hour free investment banking masterclass that covers a lot of things about investment banking, like lead to deal conversion, the ultimate hierarchy, what are the skills needed for investment banking. It's free for all. Just go to link in the description and you can find access to it. Now we are going to understand some points about this small investment bank, like how is the recruiting process followed by them. So smaller investment banks don't have a big HR department. Here these investment banks are working with a very small sized team, so that is where they don't need a entire HR department who could do a lot of hiring, recruiting. They have a set mindset that they are only going to work with people who they can resonate with, who understand about the industry. They are okay to work with a small team if they are not finding the right candidates, because here having a culture fit is very important, as you are going to work in a very people oriented, tight knit department where everything works very integrated with one another. And if you don't have a person whom you can work for a long period of time, it does not make sense to get them into the team. So since there is not a lot of recruiting, lot of HR work needed in this small investment banks, there are not too many HR people out there. So there might be a single HR person who could be doing initial round of a conversation with the candidates or filtering out CVs with right criteria, and that is the only thing. And other than that, managing the payroll and everything, here there will be very few HRs who will take interviews down the line. Most of the hiring is done internal, often led by senior bankers. Here senior bankers are doing lot of networking out there in the industry, and they find very good candidates out there when they are doing these events or seminars where people are coming to them and asking if there's opening or something. So when these people are doing this outreach process, senior bankers understand that they would be the one right fit for their investment bank also. So they refer their CVs to the associates analysts. They do the first round of filtration, and then there is round two. So we are going to discuss in detail about these two rounds down the line, but here we are going to understand first how you can get these interviews. So here we understood that hiring is mostly internal, so you will connected with the people who are there into this small investment bank. So referral and relationship will matter more than resumes. Most important thing that you will have to earn from these investment bankers would be referrals. And before asking out for referrals to these investment bankers, you will first have to build relationship with them. And building relationship takes time. Like it is not going to be that you reach out to these investment bankers during an event or via LinkedIn and then they are going to refer you. It will take time. You will have to build trust into them. You will have to showcase that you are a right fit, and then only they are going to refer you. We have covered the entire process of how you can do the outreach process via LinkedIn and what are some of the mistakes that you can avoid in the previous video. So you can check that out if you want to understand this in more detail. So for getting this investment banking roles in this small investment bank, you will have to first build connection, then you will have to earn trust. And while doing these two things, you will have to be very consistent, because you cannot expect that you are going to reach out to 5 people and all of these 5 people, when you build trust with them, they are going to refer you. It will totally depend upon having an opening into their investment bank, if they are looking to hire someone right now, or and not everyone is going to open to refer you, right? So now, as we discussed in the first 2 points, that networking is going to be very very important, and here we are going to discuss 4 to 5 points about networking as to how you can leverage this network and get your interview at an investment bank. So you can attend finance event and webinars. There are a lot of events that take place around tier 1 cities. So if you search finance event taking place in Mumbai, if you search startup events taking place in Delhi, Bangalore, then you will find a lot of these ecosystem players coming to this finance events, and there they are networking out with one another. If there are startup events, then there will be investors coming, there will be investment bankers coming to find deals, there will be venture capital people coming out there. So here, if you get to connect with 2 or 3 ecosystem players, it could be either venture capital person, it could be either a startup person, and then you can ask them, this is your profile, you are someone who's looking to start into investment banking, and that way you can leverage their connections, right? Webinars are going to be very online, where you are not going to find a lot of touch point with the people out there, so it does not work very well. But then too, you have chance of getting the names of the person, and then you can reach out to these people via LinkedIn or something, and then you can then focus upon building relationship with them. So these two are very good option if you don't have people in your network as of now and you don't know whom to connect with. Then you can reach out on LinkedIn with genuine curiosity. If you are not finding events or are from a tier 2 or tier 3 city where there are not a lot of events like this taking place, then you can definitely leverage LinkedIn, which is going to be best platform to build a network. But here you have to be very genuine and curious about building this network and relationship with other person. You will not have an intention of directly getting interviews from them. First you will have to build relationship, as we saw in the earlier slide, and then when you focus upon building trust, then only referrals will follow. So on LinkedIn, you can directly reach out by searching investment banking industry in the search tab, and then you will find a lot of people out there. And that way, once you connect with them, then you can reach out to them and then focus upon the next steps. If you want to understand the detailed steps, then we covered all of these LinkedIn mistakes and LinkedIn outreach process in the previous video. That is why we are not spending a lot of time over here in this video. Third point is going to be very, very important, which is offering value before asking for opportunities. So here you have to offer value, which means you have to showcase your skill set. You have to showcase that you are right fit for getting referrals from them, and that can be done only via sharing projects, sharing your resume, which includes information that showcases your fit for the industry. And after sharing these things also, you are not directly going to ask for interviews. You are first going to ask for feedback. Once they provide feedback, then you are going to implement upon these feedback, and that is how you build trust. That is how they understand that you are someone who can take action upon things if they are being told to, and you are genuinely interested. So this third point has to be taken a note with very, very importance. That is the initial process of getting interviews into investment bank, where you are going to focus upon networking. You are going to reach out to people who are out there in this small investment bank. You are going to build relationship and trust with them, and that is how interviews are going to come from these people. Because investment banking is very people oriented, tight knit industry, you have to be very humble and you have to respect the other person's time. So that is the first part where we understood how to get investment banking interviews. Now we are going to understand about the interview, which is divided into two rounds into this small investment bank. Hey there, are you trying to build your career into investment banking but not sure if you are right fit for it? Then you can check our investment banking fit assessment, where you get questions across 5 different sections core to investment banking, and then you are going to get a score at the end, which will help you understand your fit for the industry. If you want to go through it, then there's a link in the description which will give you access to it. It's free for all, so make sure that you try it once and assess your fit for the investment banking. Thanks for going through this side note. You can continue with the video. We are going to break down both the two rounds and understand in detail. So round one is about fit and fundamentals, which is usually taken by an associate or AVP. Here in this round, where your CV is getting referred into this investment bank, they want to first see if you are a good fit for them. So that is where associate or an AVP might reach out to you over a telephonic call. They might want to test the communication that you have, the attitude which you carry, that which means that are you humble in nature, are you willing to learn towards things, and your basic understanding about investment banking landscape and finance industry as a whole. So they are going to check if you are a good fit who speaks the language of investment banking. It's okay if you don't know everything about investment banking, but you should know basics like what does an investment bank do, what are the services that they offer, whom do they cater. So wherever you are applying, just make sure that you go through their website, see who are the clients that they serve, what is the ticket size that of the deals that they do. So that will help you speak the language when you are having these kind of conversation. And also make sure that you ask some smart questions, which would be related to what industry do you cater, how many deals do we do in a period of a month. Those ask very simple questions like are weekends off, or how long do we have to work on a daily basis. This will create an impression that you are not someone who understands the culture of an investment bank. Then finally, be polite, confident and conversational. First impression matters, and this is very, very important. If the associate or AVP does not find your communication or conversation style good, confident, alongside that polite, they are going to not take your profile ahead to the second round. Here one of the most important thing is to showcase that you are very hunger to learn, you are someone who wants to grow their career into investment banking, and make sure that you have your answer for why investment bank. Because most people lack that point. They want to do investment banking, but they don't know what is the main reason other than earning very good amount of income, which is definitely something that investment banking pays, right? You should have a reason which is resonating towards a purpose oriented work. So this could be like want to help businesses grow by working upon fundraising mandates, or really like the work that happens through M&A, where two companies are merging, both the companies then can grow further together. Or you really like the industry where you get to work with lot of industries, you want to develop upon knowledge across different sectors. These are some of the purpose oriented thoughts that you could have related to why investment banking as a question. So make sure that you have these things ready when you are having this first round of call with associate or AVP, which will help you move ahead with to the round 2. And now let's discuss what happens in round 2 of interviews. So round 2 is going to be the real test, where it is going to be conducted by the senior team of the investment bank, which could be the vice president or the director, because you are going to work under their direction. So VP and director both have similar kind of roles and responsibility, and they are the ones who are handling the entire team that is below them. They want to make sure that the people that they are going to work with are right fit for them and for the company as a whole. In this round 2 of interview, you are going to be evaluated in depth based on three different topics, which is technical, market and deal related, behavioral related, and finally this is where you can prove that you can think like a banker. And here you have to be very confident. There are a lot of things that you need to take care when you go for the second round of interview. In the first round, you are mostly going to have a telephonic conversation or a video call kind of a round, but most of the time the round 2 is going to be a physical round where you can showcase your skill set and you have to present yourself like a banker. So now let's get into the three different parts which you are going to be evaluated upon. So the first criteria is of technical, where you are going to be tested upon your knowledge for financial concepts and knowledge about investment banking services. So here the concepts that you must know would be DCF and valuation methods that investment bankers use, then comparable company analysis, transaction analysis, then you have M&A process, the deal types that investment bankers work across, some financial statement linkages across P&L statement, balance sheet, cash flow. So the interviewer wants to test your knowledge across these concepts. They are not looking out for memorized answer. They are going to give you a question and they will want to see the logic that you apply to that question, how you structurize the answers of them. And if you have not practiced it, the interviewer is going to know that you are not prepared and they are easily going to reject you. Make sure that you are very prepared with all of these questions. Now the third point is going to be very important, that having projects on hand would be a very big advantage to prove your knowledge. When you can showcase to the interviewer that you are someone who is ready with proof of work related to the concepts that you are talking about, then it is going to create a very good impression in the mind of interviewer that you are someone who is definitely ready for investment banking and can directly get started working on the role. This also creates an impression that you are someone who will not take a lot of time in training upon things. And one of the things about small investment bank is that you are going to learn everything on the hand, on the job. There is not going to be a trainer who is going to sit with you and teach you everything in detail. You are directly going to be put upon a deal and then you are going to learn, like, this is how you create a valuation model, this is how pitch decks are created, this is how M&A process works. So if you are someone who has already done projects related to this, then the director or VP who is taking your interview is going to have a thought in mind that you can directly put upon a deal and you can provide more value to the investment bank. That is where building projects and proof of work is going to be very important when you go for the second round of interviews. So to help you prepare upon the technical round of questions, we have given you a document which includes 10 to 12 technical round of questions which are most commonly asked by interviewers. So we did a lot of conversation with people who are there in the industry working in investment banking in our network, and we reached out to them asking how was their interview process, what were some of the questions, and from there we have filtered 10 to 12 which you can reframe and create as many questions as you want. So this entire resource is available for free. You can download it via the link in description and you are going to get all of the questions with a structure that you can use to answer them and also a detailed answer for every question. So it is a very valuable resource if you are someone who does not know actually what to prepare for this technical round of questions. So that is about first criteria. Next we move on to criteria about market and deals, which is all going to be about current landscape of the industry and of the market. So you need to stay aware about major IPOs that are taking place recently, some of the major M&A deals that have taken in the in Indian landscape, and also if you have some understanding about global, that would be an add-on. Alongside that, also know about what are the macro trends related to interest rate, inflation, fiscal policy, key market movements. So when we were taking interviews, our director asked a person about the impact of tariff that were applied on India to overall GDP. So these are some of the questions that you can expect while you are going for interviews related to what is happening in the market. Alongside that, they could ask like what's the current interest rate, what's your view upon it, because all of these things impact the deal making that happens in investment banking. If the interest rates are low, then there is going to be a lot of liquidity available in the market, and then they at that time lot of deals take place. When interest rates are high, then the money is not available cheap. That is where deals are not taking place at a faster rate. So these are some of the logics that you should have when you are studying these interest rate, inflation, fiscal policy, market movements, that logic is something that investment bankers are going to test you upon. Here you don't need a lot of deep macro knowledge as to what was the interest rate in the past, but you just need to understand like what is happening now and how is it going to impact investment banking industry as a whole. So just a perspective is going to be enough. If you are not aware about the answer, then you can openly say that I'm not aware about it, but you, and also you can ask the interviewer like if they could help you with the answer. You are more eager to learn about it, so that also creates a impression that you are someone who is curious about thing and who wants to learn about new things. So that is about market and deal. Finally, the third important one is going to be behavioral criteria, where you can expect questions like tell me the time you led a team under pressure, or a failure that taught you something, and the most important one, why investment banking. These are some of the basic behavioral questions. You will have to self retrospect yourself, because here we cannot give you exact answers. Here you will have to show a problem solving mindset, that this is the problem that you faced and this is how you solved it. Alongside that, you will have to showcase that you are someone who can work in team and you have work ethics. This will help you create an impression of your culture fit in the minds of interviewer, and that is what all these behavioral and culture fit questions be about. So that is about the three criterias which you will have to go through in the second round of interview. It will take around 45 minutes to an hour time when you go for these round of interviews, if the interviewer wants to test you really well. If you don't answer well in the initial round of questions, then they might let you go, because their time is also very very precious. So make sure that whatever answer you have in your mind, be confident, and if you don't know, then be open to say no towards that, but do try to answer something related to it. You can answer like, I'm not sure 100% sure about this, but this is what I know as per my knowledge. That way they will understand that you are honest and you try upon things. So that is about three criterias. Here we have given you the free resource of technical preparation, but investment banking is not only about preparing for technical rounds. There, as we saw, that there are a lot of other questions that can come up. So here we have created a detailed bundle package of interview preparation resources, which includes 400 questions that are related to technical concepts. Then there is IB terms dictionary included. Then 10 tips and tricks which you need to make sure while you go for interviews. So here investment banking interviewers are going to test your personality also, like how you speak, how you confident are you, how you groom yourself. So all of those tips and tricks we have included in this document. And alongside that, technical rounds is definitely there. Then behavioral, deal, culture related questions are also included. So it's a detailed bundle that you can explore. The link for it is also in the description. If we provide all of these resources for free to people, then we know that people are not going to make the best use of it. So that is where we have kept a minimal price of it. We know that this minimal price is very low in amount for people. We just wanted to make sure that you pay something for it. You must also be knowing that if someone is paying even as less as 1 rupee, they tend to make the use of it. So that is where we have kept a minimal price to it. And if you are someone who is interested in preparing for all of these criteria, then you can look into this bundle and get access to it. The link for it is in the description. So that is about this bundle offer. Finally, some tips from our side to make sure that you get right interviews and you crack those. So build your network early, whatever stage you are right now. Even if you are doing graduation or have completed your graduation, doing professional certifications, make sure you are starting to network out with people and building trust and relationship with them. Focus on clarity and confidence while you answer during your interviews. Here your confidence is going to matter a lot. Investment bankers are looking you in the terms of an analyst, and analysts have to present things to the client, to the investors, and there you need a lot of confidence. So if they see that you are someone who can clearly speak upon things and you are confident enough, then they are going to give you a chance to work with them. And always show curiosity and willingness to learn. Now this is going to be very important. The interviewer also knows that you are a fresher out there and you don't know everything, so you have to be curious. You have to be open to learn upon things. If you don't know, then you must always say that I am willing to learn about these things, and getting an opportunity over here will be very very helpful for me. And final point, that small investment banks are not looking out for pedigrees of tier 1 tags, CA rankers. They want someone who is with a lot of potential, because they are looking in terms of growing their own investment bank, because they are also very new, they are smaller in size, they are looking for talent who can help them grow this investment bank to a larger entity. That is where having a right culture fit, having right understanding for investment banking is going to be very very helpful and give you higher chances of cracking the interviews and making into the industry. Now that you know how to crack into investment banking the right way, use this approach and breaking into investment banking will become easier for you. So hope this video added value to you. That is it for this one. See you in the next video.